Hi everyone, I wanted to chat to you today about how we can identify our emotions, but also about two specific emotions, shame and guilt, and why they are really low vibrational emotions and why we really don't want to actually go there. So shame and guilt are very similar. Shame is probably a worse feeling than guilt, but they're both right at the very bottom of the vibrational scale. And for those of you that don't know what the vibrational scale is, Des has done a video on the vibrational scale, so go and give it a watch. But I will put an image up on the screen at the end just to show you where shame and guilt are on the actual vibrational scale, how low they are. And what we want we want from life is we want to be happy and joyful and abundant, and that's with everything, with love, happiness, financially. We want to be abundant in everything. But abundance is at the top of joy abundance at the top of the vibrational scale, and guilt and shame, that's at the very bottom of the vibrational scale, and everything is vibration. And we will only attract to ourselves what we're in alignment with. So if we are feeling shame and guilt, we will only attract that is on a vibrational match to us. If we happy and joyful, we'll attract what is on that vibrational match. But why are we talking about shame and guilt, and why it's so important for us not to feel it, is shame and guilt, that is part of the programming. So when we came to earth, we were programmed, and so much of our programming is to make us keep us in a low vibrational state. That it serves the controllers, that serves the agenda, one could say, but it doesn't serve us. Really, it's not our objective. Our objective is to raise our vibration. But when we do something that we don't feel good about, the next thing we do is we feel guilty or we have shame. But that's a program. That's not a natural emotion for us to go there. Naturally, it would just be best for us just to let it go. Yes, we did something that we weren't happy about, let it go, move on. But our programming has sort of forced us to feel this shame or this guilt because they want us to stay in that very low vibrational stage. Also, what happens is when we do something that we don't feel good about, we take an action that hasn't necessarily been the nicest action, or we do something we don't feel good about, and then we have this feeling of guilt or shame. It actually triggers us as though we think we're a good human, or I did this, but now I'm actually a good human because I feel bad about it. And that again is all programming. It's all a belief system, and we have to let it go. And yes, we've been taught this with religion, with schooling. Once you go to school, they teach you that if you do something that's wrong, you should feel guilty about it. You need to be shamed, but we get shamed in society. If we don't comply, we are shamed into complying. It is all programming, and it's there for a purpose. Now, when we actually look at the vibrational scale, we realize that as we move up the scale, fear is higher. So fear is a better emotion. It's a healthier emotion, believe it or not, than shame and guilt. Anger. So we get fearful or we get angry, and we actually feel better than when we were shamed and guilted into doing something. And of course, as we move up the vibrational scale, eventually getting into joy, bliss, and those are at the very top. Peacefulness, love, those are at the very, very top of the scale. But as long as we self-sabotage ourselves and we constantly think, oh, I've done something that I didn't feel good about, and we self-sabotage ourselves and have that guilt, we are constantly drawing ourselves down to this the lowest end of the scale. And of course, it's not what we want. It's not where we want Gaia to be. It's not where we want Earth to go. For Earth to move into that fifth dimensional, where Gaia is really, but for us as humans to move into the fifth dimension, we have to be vibrating at the very highest. And that's why it's just bringing it into our awareness. What is guilt? What is shame? Why we have it? why we are programmed to have it. It's all about us feeling worthless. It's us criticizing ourselves, and it doesn't serve. It will never serve. So guys, it was just a little bit of a food for thought, just to bring it into our awareness. I will put an image up onto the screen shortly just so that you can actually see where it is on the vibrational scale. But it's actually just really making us aware that it doesn't serve. It doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve humanity for us to actually have this emotion. All it does is keep us in a very low vibrational stage. Thanks guys. Have an awesome day. Bye.